Hello, hello. We are back to another stream. Hope everyone's having a good night. Excuse me. Alright, so last time we worked on the previous scene was the hunter, our main hunter, going, "You steal men's souls and make them your slaves." And now tonight's scene is...
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
So this one's going to be a quick scene. The idea I had was basically just make it so this is based off the movie, by the way. During the movie, there are several days that go by where the hunter will just randomly pray at like a little trinket, and I'm not the biggest expert on Monster Hunter, so someone could correct me, but I don't recall there ever being a religion, at least for the hunters, established. This probably changed in Wilds for all I know. I don't know, but like I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head at the time what could or could not work. So I decided to I'm gonna animate the one hunter just sort of doing like random poses, YMCA kind of things like that. So yeah. If there is a religion announced from Wilds or even in Monster Hunter stories, I didn't know. I didn't want to look that up. So this whole bit is mostly just something to give visual context to what Dracula was saying about perhaps a man, let's say, same for all religions or whatever. So yeah, and the joke's just gonna end with like a little caption that says, "Is there an established religion in this game, in this series?" But yeah, anyway, this one's not gonna be super heavy on animation. Just gonna do like a couple frames back and forth. We already have like 2 done, so like praise the sun, T-posing, and then we're gonna do like first contact with like one arm up on the left and one arm up on the right. Stuff like that. So I'm just moving this over here so I can remember what the colors are going to be picked for that. And also, I figured I might as well say I did not like the movie. Already hated the fact that it was an isekai setup. I'm like, people understand how plots work. You can just make a movie with the character already established in the world of Monster Hunter. You don't need to do this time, like, dementia hopping nonsense. I'm already kind of tired of like dimension multiverses, multi universes, interdimensional. I keep thinking multiverses. God damn it. But like, I'm just tired of it. We can just make movies established in their own world. Like, the closest we've had to interdimensional nonsense was The Witcher and anything Final Fantasy XIV related, but those I tolerate a bit more because they are fantasy, high fantasy, dark fantasy, folk fantasy, whatever you want to call it. Those at least have like an established, medieval fantasy aspect to it. Whereas military, modern age military, has never been a major part. Also, the editing is really annoying. Also, I got in an argument with somebody trying to say that, like, oh yeah, you know, their Scylla, the big spider enemies. Oh yeah, they totally run in packs. They're totally, you know, immune to the sun. And I'm like, where? I need a citation. Because while they don't fight in many sunny areas, mainly the desert. Definitely don't recall them having to stay in pitch black caves like they do in the movie. And I went through like every, like at the time, this is back in 2021. Maybe that's changed now with Wilds because I'm pretty sure Nersilla's in that now. You can see how much this is already a dated idea, but like I just want to get this done. Anyway, so. But you know what I did learn? They like skinning. I forgot what the other monster is with the. I forget which one. Yeah, they like to wear the skin of Gypceros, which are like these big birds with clanky heads that flash. They like to skin those and wear them like a hat. That much I'll tell you. Guess what wasn't in the movie? No skin Gypceros, from what I remember. Also, very big product placement of Hershey bar just randomly in the movie. I'm like, oh my god. Also, I swear to God, Rathalos gets bigger as the movie goes on. I don't know if that was just some weird inconsistency, but it felt like it was like Monster Hunter friends will understand this. It like went from a silver to a golden crowned giant Rathalos by the end of the movie. Falconer 88 called you stinky. Why would he do that? Assuming you mean Neku's stream. Yo, I appreciate that you're like getting interested in my other friends, but I don't necessarily need an update on every time any of my friends stream, you know? Like, I don't need you to hold on to that to tell me, okay? It's fine, don't worry. I know who Falconer is. Friend, another friend, I should say more, friend of, a mutual friend of me and Neku's. I should say more. More of acquaintance on my end, but I'm familiar with Falconer.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions. Perhaps the same could be said of all religions. Perhaps the same could be said of all religions. Perhaps the same could be said of all religions. Perhaps the same could be said of all religions. Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Okay. That's kind of basically how we wanted to set it up there. Now I just gotta look up. I forgot what the... I know that... I'm pretty sure this is based off the Monster Hunter. from world. So I'm just gonna snag his colors instead. Yeah, like he's wearing the field team layers outfit. This is the most tedious part. Let's go NPC here.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Okay. That's this scene finished, at least animation-wise. I think though now I kind of want to work on the background. Excuse me. Oh heavens. So we gotta draw the hunter's home. So let me take care of that real quick. Sorry, I'm just moving stuff around and I didn't want files to show, so. There we are. Okay. Okay. We now have the color we want to use for the background. Okay. Alright. This is going off memory, but I definitely remember it being more like almost like a hobbit hole. Though it looked more like it had a dug-in tunnel. From what I recall. Come on. There we go. I gotta clear my fatigue. Okay. Excuse me. By the way, I hope you enjoy me just bobbing my head up and down to follow the mouse or the mice, the cursor. feel like I should probably improve how, excuse me, how stretched out the table gets here. Because it kind of just looks like it's awkwardly embedded, like it's clipping into the ground. Okay. Good enough. So giving myself a quick stretch. Okay. Sorry, sidetrack. I have no. I don't remember. I didn't feel like looking up the scene, so I'm just gonna make them like little basic golden trinkets. But like, there's like little trinkets the hunter prays to. He does this like for 3 nights while. What's the actress name? Mia. Hunter. Mila Jovovich. Like she's like there's like a misunderstanding between them, so he keeps her locked up. Which, like, I guess now in hindsight, he probably thought she was a poacher or something, but like it just felt so weird to like instantly lock them up. It happens twice actually, because Ron Perlman's in the movie, and he's playing as the guild leader. Oh yeah. Harley, is that you? Oh my god! Hi, Harley. It has been a hot minute. How you doing? Also, I just realized this thing looks like a wiener, so we're just gonna go ahead and fix that to not look like a wiener. My bad. I don't want to be like completely like, oh look, it's a crucifix. I've been good. I finally got myself a proper PC for birthday / Christmas, so now I got myself a whole new setup so I can actually play games and stream properly without worrying about my laptop exploding. So got that going for myself. Here, just make it look like a little bit more of a holy symbol without being completely on the nose. Yeah. First thing I did was play more League of Legends. But no, I've actually started getting into Marvel Rivals a lot. I'm a Moon Knight main. Playing back into Night Rain because my buds Zip and Neku wanted. Oh, you know them. Zip and Neku got me back into that since they have it on Steam also. So she'll hit me up for some games sometimes. Maybe. Do I have you on Discord? I think I should have you on Discord. I've just been kind of all over the place now with like what to play now and such. There we go. Looking a little less phallic. Cool. I'm playing Overwatch more than Marvel. Fair enough. I think I might just stick to Marvel though, because I don't want to like. Weirdly enough, I'm already at half, like, not half the space on this, but like, I don't want to put too many, 100 gig games on one system at a time, so we'll see. Still, should totally hang out sometime. That's good, that's good. There we are. Okay. Yep, there you are. Perfect. Played League with my sister and friend, but we only play ARM Mayhem recently. That's fair. Mayhem, I've dipped my toes into Mayhem recently. And it is a lot of chaos, I will say. I've been sort of one-tricking Volibear recently, though, in top lane because they introduced that new Dusk and Dawn and Flicker Blade combo where basically he just becomes a crazy killing machine and such. To the point where I'm like, well, this is just me now. I'm just going to play as the Volibear from now on. Though I do still play as Mordekaiser. I had to make a new account because the other one got hacked and banned, so I'll add you again. Fair enough. Fair enough. Though I am sorry to hear about that. There are like some weird new like ways to try to hack into people's accounts. Like there'll just be like random untitled like images that look like they're images, but they're actually links like on Twitter. I've had to change my password twice just to be safe. Because in this day and age, you can never be too careful. But yeah. Oh, that's stuff. Never even thought of that. Oh, man. Not to mention with Riot's new BS gotcha mechanics where, like, that one new Mordekaiser skin, you know, chance of spending $200 on it is like, oh, man. I'm just going to put a little shadow right where the hunter is, since he's not moving, so we can get away with not using shadows as often as we do. Yeah, like I've kind of fallen out on getting skins now, mostly just because, you know, I want to save money for things that aren't $30 skins. Like I want the Switch 2 so I can play Dustbloods on that. But I gotta save up on that as well. Hang on. Be careful here. Burp. Hang on. Alright. That will be our spot of reference. Where to put him. Save. I'll play the Tomodachi Life. I've been going back and forth on that. Only because, like, I usually don't like... I don't know if I would say this is like a farming sim, like life sim kind of games. I can only get too, like, invested in before I get bored. But the fact that you can design characters' faces as detailed as you can in Tomodachi Life really has me interested. It's like the other Miitopia game, like the RPG that came out on the Switch a couple years back. That one I really looked interested in just because you could make your characters as customizable to the point where, like, I look at regular Miis and I kind of just sigh. I'm just like, can we get this technology as a default for Miis in general? That would be fun. Alright. Let me just save this real quick and port it over. There we are. That says anything. It's fair enough. I just also then look at all the pricing for like the Sims DLC as well, and I'm like, oh boy. Okay.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
I'm just gonna put text in here. I'm just gonna use good old impact.
All religions. Perhaps of all religions.
There's a new life sim coming out called Paralives. It's just like The Sims, but all the expansion packs and DLC is going to be free. Nice. That's kind of what we need. This day and age, we need some form of, I guess, competition, but also just, you know, decency to not overcharge your users and such. Hang on. There it is. What is kerning? I don't really know.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions. religions.
For all the other Access vids I've seen, the game is going to be way better than The Sims for character creation build mode. I'm so excited to get it. Nice! Nice. Well, hopefully it all works out. What am I doing here with indent? Oh, okay. That's not really needed right now. Just kerning. I guess kerning is spacing. Whatever, you know.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Give me a sec to just double check my own writing. Okay, yeah. Alright, so that is this scene all done. So much built in the game that you could only get through custom content with The Sims. Ah, it's already a good start. Okay. So we're done with this scene. Let me just set up for the next scene. Everything is customizable in Paralives, which is so awesome. It would be so awesome. It would be so cool. Little hint of what audio I'm about to, what part I'm about to get to.
Your soul. The same percent of you.
You can even put your own photos in the picture frames. Man, I always like when games do that, where they make it so you can get as customizable even down to the smaller details like that. Okay. And then here's the scene. For context, the hunter is going to push up the last scene as a quick gag or whatever, just because I thought it'd be funny.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
And that's the whole scene there. So then let me just quickly go back and export the last frame from the last scene so we can use it in this part here. import the image. Come on, go up. There we are. Here we are again. I want to get back into streaming, but I'll have to wait till we get our own apartment. I'm currently living with one of Nolan's friends. Till we can save for our own apartment. Well, wish you nothing but the best in that endeavor, Holly. My setup is in the living room, and there's a roommate who watches TV, so that gets in the way of me streaming. I understand that completely. So the idea basically is to just have the hand come underneath the image and just like push it upward. So money, enter arms, enter lit, enter eyes, enter nose, cat, dog. Okay. I should do an art, but I get so nervous drawing in front of people. I get that. Though I sometimes get lucky only because like a handful of people who don't seem to mind when I randomly like space out. Because sometimes I'll like do something and then I'll just like quickly space out checking Twitter for a few seconds. But no complaints so far. So you know, there's that at least. It can make my brain go blank when I stream my art. Fair enough. I find it like it at least helps me get a little more focus on art for the most part. Because otherwise I would have gotten sidetracked doing other things as well. Alright. So we gotta establish this shot here. I should do my free sketch streams like I used to back in the day. I can see that working out. I will say the worst, the one downside to that is like sometimes I tried doing that the other night and I didn't get anybody to like, you know, make ideas, so I just kind of had to doodle random things off the top of my head. But, you know, doodling in general is fine and dandy. Okay, so have the hunter leaning downward like this. are using? I am currently using Toon Boom Studios Harmony Essentials 17. This is actually an upgrade I got because when I got my new computer, it turns out that the older version of Harmony wasn't being continued anymore, like support-wise. So I couldn't download it and get it to work properly, so I had to yell at customer support to see what to do, and they offered a free upgrade because I do have a perpetual license for this, which, you know what, I'm really glad because our programs are getting fucking expensive now when it comes to that kind of thing. So this is based off an old perpetual license that I got a free upgrade to 17. I almost turned into the Joker, I'm not even gonna lie, when that wouldn't turn over, but thankfully it worked out in the end. But yeah, so for animation wise, I use this, and then this here is Fire Alpaca, which is a free art program. I've been using it for almost well over 15 years now. It's simple, but it gets the job done. And I've been learning DaVinci Resolve, which is like the ultimate super advanced editing that people use for videos and such, because the one I used to use, HitFilm Express, went discontinued like last year, and I'm like, well, guess I should start learning the other program. That one's also free, but it's like trying to learn how to swim again for the first time, it feels like. Hey, whatever works, you know? And with how everyone wants to just become... Everything wants to become an AI slop factory, it's better to stick with tools that actually engage with, you know, your art than trying to just make a slot machine, if you will. Even that, I still think is a little iffy. I think, yeah, the idea process behind it for me is like I have my brain to use. If I think hard enough, I should be able to come up with something, you know. I don't know. I just think there's too much. Not even just like, you know, the plagiarism aspect of it, but like just like all the water it uses as well. I'm just like, eh. And now, like, studies are coming out that it actually makes people dumber. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna be... I'd rather be naturally dumb than letting my brain go to mush. Not saying that about you, Holly, by the way. I'm just saying, like, in general, when you see how many people, like, rely on ChatGPT for basic, like, things like, how do I open a door? And I'm like, okay, we're cooked as a species. That's good at least. You can't find anywhere that doesn't have AI. If you do find someone, they want you to buy a sub to use it. Yeah, I get that also. It really does bother me how much everyone is just pushing AI, and not to mention the fact that there's no profiting in it. Every time I see anything about it, it's like Sora just went under a couple months ago. So like, it cannot be as profitable as everyone is trying to make it out, to the point where like Kevin O'Leary and other billionaires are like, let me buy all this unused land to poison the water hole. It's all so bothersome. The worst was when I was using CapCut for my TikToks. I only just ever wanted to use it just for the sake of, you know, just simple font, like text uses on it. Because apparently it takes like 5 years to find another editing software that has a simple, like, you know, font text user thing. But like every time I would use it, there would be like 80 suggestions for premium like stuff. And then also, hey, you want to use the AI for this? I'm like, no. I can make the text myself. I have my fingies to do that. AI is just PBO, so piecemeal. That too. That's always been one. I'm like, that's ultimately despicable. That's one of them uses of like, first of all, why even bother asking somebody for a commission if you're just gonna put it through the slopometer? It's like, been meaning to put like a little terms of service for anything like that, where it's like, oh, you just blacklisted as a customer for me if you put my stuff through AI and all that, you know? And artist respects the silence that becomes the foundation of all creativity. I think the worst thing also, even if we ignoring everything else about it, obviously, for a second, the worst is how you could just see any trend that makes like shit posting with AI. Like, you see one, you've seen them all. Really, I use is the music one where I can write the lyrics and get songs based off of my characters and stuff. I always just sort of like just associate my characters with already established songs. Like my one my one bard, Mackie, I always associate him with like Johnny from Sing, just because, like, mostly because he's a monkey also, but like Still Standing from Elton John is a good like go-to song for that.
Your words are as your words are as empty as your soul.
YouTube, I can make songs with all my characters. It's fun. True. Still, I don't know. It all just like I don't touch the stuff. So when people post and saying, "Is there handmade music art?" Yeah, probably. That's where I was sort of also like at the beginning. When things were still just really mucky, like I could argue like, all right, if it's just like a shit posty kind of thing, I was all right with it at first. But too many people tried to say like, "Oh, I'm an artist now because I made this whole book with AI." I'm like, okay, fun's over. No one gets to use it now. It's just like too many people want to be artists, but they don't want to put in the work that requires to be an artist. And another thing would be is like all these people would fold like an omelet if they went through any form of like art critique you would see in like any art school or any actual profession. So like when I see people try to say like, "Oh, I'm a real artist," and I'm like, "Okay, can you fix all these errors but still make it so it's the exact same pose?" And like they think that's not a issue, and then they post like, "Oh, see, I did it." And I'm like, "Okay, this is not the same pose at all. I need the same pose, but now you've also added like 7 different details, and this is not even the same character." And all that. And, like, it's just stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm so tired of. It's also just Twitter in general. I'm just so tired of y'all.
Your words are as your
Doesn't help that also like a lot of ideas you see with AI is so like surface level to the point of it insulting my own intelligence, where I see people try to like puff up their own ideas as if like, "Oh, Hollywood's cook, let me show you this character walking forward towards the screen with a dolly shot while everything is still piss yellow in the background." that's another thing though. Is like everything is so goddamn expensive also as well. Everything's that's also another problem. Is like so many programs out there that could help like starting artists or whatever, but then like they slap on a big old what's it called, subscription on it. No one does permanent licenses anymore, or perpetual licenses.
Your words are your
Anyway, Monster Hunter. I'm able to work on the old job because I'm disabled. I don't have disability yet, so I'm tight spot with money. I get that. I get 50% a month from my Patreon. I'm hoping to like. I have like several other ideas for like longer animations. One of them being one based off of Epic the Musical. So I'm hopefully trying to push my coffee a bit more with these longer videos. What happened? Where did the music go? Oh, that it? Okay, the relaxed movement. Weird place to end the song, but here we'll just start from the beginning. So I want to try to get back to streaming because I could get a bit more money that way. That's what I'm basically trying to do. Streaming the art process, and then uploading the actual animation, hopefully getting subscribers from that, and then maybe more viewers for people who are interested in streaming. Which is why I kind of like fell off streaming on Twitch, only because like that is just the streaming site. Not much options you can do other than just stream on there. Though I might start doing dual streaming.
your words are as empty as your soul.
Videos about the Soul series proper, doing my own rankings on bosses and stuff like that. Ideas and such like those. In those days, streams through Twitch and YouTube. I think the only annoying thing is I think I gotta go to Streamlabs to do that easily. I'm on OBS right now, but when I looked up how to dual stream on OBS, it like you basically have to stream it through Streamlabs on OBS, which I'm like, might as well just go to Streamlabs at that point.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Your words are as
this next scene to go though. I'm thinking. Sorry, sidetrack. You gotta do it, and with being visually impaired, it's hard to learn new stuff for programs. Whoa. I'm gonna head out. Just wanted to pop in to catch up a bit. I love the animation. All right, Holly, thanks for stopping by. Glad to hear from you again. You have yourself a good night. Probably gonna wrap up in like half an hour or so anyway. But thanks for stopping by. Sorry, I was just making sure I also just retweeted. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. You stranger dare. You. I won't.
Your words are as empty. Your words are as empty as words are as empty. Words are as empty as your soul.
I think what I'll do is I'll have him like he's like sort of like leaning back, and then he's gonna lean forward with his arms like sort of posing upward. Your words are as empty as your soul. And he's gonna like clench his fist at him and then point.
words are as empty as your words are as empty as your words. Are as your words are as
think. Second sidetrack.
your words are as Your words are as empty. Your words are as... Your words are as... Your words are as... are as... Your words are as empty as your soul.
I think I might wrap up after this, like, one setup here.
Empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs such... Mankind ill needs a savior such as you. Oh, empty as your soul. Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs your... Mankind ill needs a savior such as you. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you. Oh, empty. Your words are as empty as your words are as empty as your soul. Your words are as empty as your soul. As your soul. Empty as your soul. As empty as your soul. Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs your soul. As empty as your soul. Your Your words are as empty as your soul. Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind. Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind. Your words are as. Your words are as empty as your soul.
Okay, I think that's a good place to stop for now. We got a scene done tonight, and we've gotten the set dressings of the next scene to work on. But that'll have to wait till next week. I'm expecting to play D&D tomorrow, but I don't. I think I'm gonna take a break from streaming, even if D&D gets canceled. Anyway, don't expect a bonus stream. I'll just take tomorrow off, just to, you know, relax from streaming before we pick this back up on Monday. All right. So yeah, Monday we're gonna keep going. We are not close, but we have definitely reached the halfway point now, because this is the crescendo where he's like, mankind need not a savior such as you, whatever. And then Dracula goes, what is a man? What a miserable little pile of secrets. So yeah, we're about halfway through this. Definitely picked up the speed now that I stream doing this more often, but yeah. So at the rate we're going, we'll probably have this done by middle of June. A June release ought to be nice. We'll see. But I don't want to make too many promises on that, so we're just gonna keep trucking on these streams. But until then, so yeah, tomorrow no stream. We'll pick this back up on Monday. So for now, that's gonna be a stream. Thank you to everybody who stopped by to watch. I